Oh, I can't remember how to log into Google. How has this ever happened to you? Have you gone to go into your Google My Business account? You thought, right, I want to reply to a review. I want to update my listings, but I don't know how to get in. Well, all is not lost. It is actually quite simple. Now, if you know the account that you are going to be going in through, that's obviously a great starting point. So one of the easiest ways to find which account that is connected with this, like which email address, is simply to check your emails and see which one is getting the Google My Business insights. And that is obviously the easiest place to find it, because you're going to see it's going to xyz@xyzemail.com.au, and you can go pick it up. You can see straight away which address it is. Be very careful not to click the one up the top. The one up the top controls different things, and I know for one of my poor clients it caused them a bit of a nightmare. So don't change that one. Make sure you're changing this one. That way we know which account to select up here. So I hover over the little picture. It's going to bring a drop down of all my Google accounts. There are lots of them, so I'm going to leave that off for now. But what happens is, if you do have a Google account, you click on that little Google Apps button, the little dots in the corner there, and it brings up a selection of Google Apps. If My Business is one of your top apps that you have, then you will have it up here at the top. You can actually always scroll down further and you'll find there are more apps available. But if we click here on My Business, it is going to take us to the Google My Business screen. Have the business signed in already, which is kind of frustrating given it was on that sort of previous screen, which account I was in, even though technically it wasn't the one I wanted to use. So if you don't have the dots and that's sitting there, what you can do instead is just simply type into your search bar, Google My Business. And obviously this is going to come up. So therefore I can then click on Google My Business, and we can see that it's going to just drive us to the same place that we were before. Now you might notice that one of them's probably an Australian version and one's not. But in this case, I think they're actually the same one, so that's fine. Google, if you hadn't noticed, is actually kind of getting rid of the .aus, the .uk's, and getting everyone back into the main google.com fold. You may have noticed it in the search. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to click on sign in. So whichever way you use to get here, we're going to click on the words sign in. Now it will show find and manage your business here. Don't type on that if your Google account over here is correct. So if I want to go into this particular Google account, then what I'm going to do is I just click on the words My Business. You'll see that the little hand selected, so I can click on that. If that's not the right account, I can go over here, select the drop down and pick the right Google account. But I'll assume this time I actually want to go into this one. So I'm going to go into My Business, and then voila, we are actually in Google My Business. But we aren't, because it wasn't the right account. So that sucks. So what I'm going to do is sign in again, because I actually have a couple of accounts for that particular business. So the old Gmail account is actually the one I use to log into the business. So if I click on here to My Business, now voila, we can see the business records for this particular account. So bear this in mind, that each account is going to be based on what email address you used. And clearly I used the wrong address then, therefore it did not work. So that way I can go in here and I now have access to this account. Now, if this is not the right account, if I actually wanted to go into my FAQ account, I can simply change the account and it will automatically change me over to the correct account. So once you're signed into Google My Business, you're kind of in Google My Business, and then you can go about and do whatever it is you wanted to do. If you are on the phone, then please note it basically works the same way. Choose your Google My Business app. You will then be asked to choose a Google account to log in with. If you do have multiple accounts, you will need to get the right account, otherwise it simply won't work. So that, my friends, is how we log on to Google My Business. I hope that was useful. I actually created this because I was creating a post about optimizing using posts and photos. If that is of interest to you, have a check out of that video after you've watched this one. There will be a little bit of overlap from this video. I'm Jane Tweedy and I'm from FAQ Business Training. here to help you to do it yourself or outsource with confidence. But wait, there's more. Unlike free stag knives, this is actually useful. So there is a blog on my website over at faqbusinesstraining.com.au where you can find Google My Business Top 15 Tips. It is a whole lot of information about how to go through and optimize your Google My Business profile. So you'll have a look here. There's heaps and heaps of information. Have a look through this. There is a summary here of all the things that we suggest that you do. I strongly suggest you have a read of this post. Our analytics show that people are spending a good 10 to 15 minutes on this post. So they're clearly sitting there and literally going line by line and going, okay, change that, change that. So it's a really good post. Definitely have a look and check it out over at our website. Okay, thank you for checking us out. Jane Tweedy from FAQ Business Training.